Hello everyone. So since last time I've done quite a few things, as you can see. We have a shield up, maybe the what's it called, the safe zone thing. The thing is, I recorded a lot of videos. I had a lot of footage, but my audio was all messed up, so it wasn't usable at all. So in the meantime, I got myself a new microphone. Hopefully you can hear me better this time, and I'm gonna try to stop mumbling. I know I have a habit of doing that. It's mainly because I'm not used to be playing a game and also talking at the same time. So yeah, but I will try to not do that anymore, and hopefully my audio should be much better now. To do a quick recap of what happened so far. So I put this thing together. I added two large thrusters on each side because that should be enough when I'm not using it to lift the rover up into space. So I took this thing out. I jumped to the moon, and I found some traders over there, and I found zone chips. Then I came back home. I did a bunch of acquisition contracts with my trader over there. I made like a 2 million space bucks, and I went back to the moon, bought the zone chips, set everything up here, and yeah, here we are. And yeah, and another thing that I did is I had, if you remember from my last episode, I had two more ships, like a large grid welder and a small grid welder. Well, both of those are gone. I managed to mess them both up. So I built this one here that I used to, this is just like a small cargo ship. I used to do the acquisition contracts. But yeah, I managed to destroy my large grid welder and my small grid welder. I think some pieces of it might be around here. No, maybe it just despawned, I guess. But in the process I also managed to damage my base over here. Like, this is where, so what happened is I was trying to get the lifter out of the hangar, but I forgot I parked the welder right here in mid-air. I just let it hovering here because it was running on reactors and had plenty of power. So, and I forgot about it. And when I pushed space to get the lifter out of the hangar, I just crashed into it. So yeah, it's gone now. And there's a big hole here as well, which I will need to fix. But before I do that, the plan for this episode is to actually get a new lifter, because I've been playing in my creative world, and I took this lifter and I created like I would say a decent design around it. I added all the details and it's all pressurized, and yeah, it looks much better. It looks like a proper ship. So I actually want to project that in here and weld it all up. And then once that's done, I'm thinking actually I want to leave this planet. So there were a few more things I wanted to do to this space, like yeah, let me go downstairs and show you what my initial plan was. So I'm not yet sure if I want to stay at this space and finish it up, or if I should just move to a different planet and start from scratch. I kind of have an itch to start from scratch, to start a new base. But yeah, let me know in the description if you prefer that I finish up this space instead. So here my plan was to see, so in every direction here in the bunker you have something. Well, not in that direction, but here there's nothing, right? So my plan was to make like a big hangar here to store all my small ships, and then to make also a corridor, like a larger corridor that way, so I can take all my small ships to the garage here. So there would effectively be another tunnel here coming in somehow, or maybe I would need to dig this further in that way and then have like another big corridor that I can drive smaller rovers or other ships back and forth, because maybe the reason I wanted to do that is because some small ships may not be maybe large enough that they won't fit through this hole here. So most of them should, but you know, just for the sake of it, since I have this big hole here, I could fit much larger ships and rovers through this. And also I can't get rovers up here. If I may ever make like a small rover, I wouldn't be able to get it into the hangar. I would have to place it on this along with a large rover on the elevator platform, basically. So yeah, I'm not sure if I want to stick around to do that. I'm kind of leaning towards just leaving this planet. So yeah, but first, before I start doing working on the lifter here, I want to show you guys a few things, some tricks I have up my sleeve to how to fix these potholes. So I know there's like a tool, like it's called the concrete tool, like a mod you can use, but I never used it, so I may try it out. Let me know if you have good experiences with it, but I heard a lot of people complaining about it's not very effective. It's very difficult to use. So what I do instead, because it's really annoying having all these potholes around here. These are all from all the ships I crashed. So yeah, and so what I do is you can just press Alt F10 and just enable creative mode tools. Then I have here on my line, on my last group, I have these voxel hands. So I normally use this one, the terrain auto level. So if you press K, you bring up this menu. So you can disable snap to voxel grid, and you can also adjust the size and like the shape, area, and height. But this is a height I usually have enabled because this is good for potholes. And I believe you can also, so if you can see in the bottom right of my HUD, of my toolbar, there's like a texture. It says right now it says stone 02. So I believe with the bracket keys, yeah, with the bracket keys, bracket left and right, you can switch these around. So you can go, okay, Triton ice, this is what I want right now. So I would just go here, because this thing is always aligned to gravity for this tool. So this is perfect for potholes, basically. So you can just place it kind of here. Oh, maybe I need a bigger size for this. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Something like that. Maybe even bigger. Yeah. So this covers the whole thing. So you just kind of like adjust it until you see only the part inside the hole, like this, and just barely the edges. Then you just left click, boom, and it's gone. Super easy. Maybe a bit lower, like this, bloop. I love this tool. So I don't really use, I try to stay away from creative tools, enabling creative tools in my survival games, but this is like the only exception I use them for, whenever I need to fix some potholes, basically, because they are really annoying. Bloop. Perfect. I love it. So yeah, just if you know any mods that I can use, so it's kind of like part of the gameplay. So the only thing I don't like about this is that it's kind of cheaty in a way, because you're using resources. You're not using resources. So it would have been nice so that you actually need to use like ice or stone or something to fill these in. That would be a bit more realistic, but yeah, I guess this works as well. Just found another one here. Let me quickly take care of this one as well. So this one is kind of large. I wonder if I can do it. Yeah, this is gonna be... Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna do this off camera, that's fine. Let me just disable this. So, with that out of the way, I will now... Let me... So, yeah, the dilemma, another dilemma I had was, should I just use this lifter, put a projector on it, and project the new lifter I made in a creative mode, and then weld it up, or should I just build it from scratch using like just build a printer and print it from scratch? So I think I'm just going to use this one, because the reason I wanted to build a printer is because in creative I moved some of these components around. So the gyros I would have to grind away and just weld them up in their new location, and those take a fair bit of place, so it's going to take me quite a few trips for each and every one of them. So yeah, I may need to build another welder ship if I don't go the printer way.
Energy low.
Yeah, I know, energy low. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that actually. I don't want to build a full 3D printer just for this and then just discard it, because yeah, I'm not really gonna use it for much else here, since I'm moving to a different planet anyway. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna rebuild my welder ship, or maybe I'll just do it all by hand. So yeah, but first let me just put a projector here so I can show you what the new lifter looks like. Okay, projector, put it here. Let's see, so I think this is forward and the cross is up, if I remember correctly. Is this the center? Yeah, I think that's the center. Let me grab all the components for that. Alright, so let's see if I can do it from here. Projector, blueprints, lifter. Okay, I will need to rotate it. Oh, projector is always disappears, gets deselected when you load a blueprint for some reason. Pitch. Oh. Oh yeah, and the yeah, I think the merge blocks should be in the same position as well. I don't think I changed those. So yeah, the vertical is okay now. Now let's see the horizontal offset. Okay, I think that's it. And just one block back. Yep, that's perfect. So let me show you guys what I have here. So as you can see, I added a nice cockpit, which should be all pressurized. I'll be able to enter through here. But a lot of these, the thrusters have changed positions. I think the large thrusters as well, right? No, actually I can use those too. I don't need to replace these. Oh, that's nice. And then in the back, yeah, I have the 3 large ones. And I believe these are all gone from here. Yeah, I'll have to grind down all of the gyros. I think those are the biggest issue. Yeah. And I also replaced one of the... I replaced, this cargo container. I grind... Yeah, it used to be here, but now in the projection it's here. So I ground down, I removed this one hydrogen tank and moved this cargo container 1 block up, 1 space, 3 blocks that way, and I added another jump drive. So, but that should be alright. Yeah, so I think I'm going to start welding this thing up, and I will see you all in a second. So, alright, that took quite a bit of welding. Yeah, so this is my new lifter. The clanging sounds you hear. I'm gonna do a tour of the lifter in just a second, but these clanging sounds, as I discovered, are caused by the safe zone. So I just figured out how the safe zone actually works, because I haven't used it much so far. So there's a setting here. You can configure a filter, and apparently even if you add yourself to the list of entities, it's not enough. You have to add every grid. So even floating objects, if they are not in this list, they will just be thrown away by the safe zone. Let me show you what happens. So yeah, people probably already know this. I'm just far behind with the safe zone thing since I've not used it so far, but if you try to place a grid while the safe zone is up, check out what happens. Zoom! That just flies away. So fortunately it's not doing any damage, because damage is disabled. Like if I place it, let's say, oh, I have no steel plates on me, but if I place it, let's say here, it just gets stuck to the ship. So I have a bunch of floating objects probably inside the ship that are causing, like the safe zone is trying to throw them away, but they're just hitting some wall here, and that's why you hear all those clanging sounds. So it's really hard to pin them down, but yeah, if I add everything contained to the safe zone, that clanging sound should go away. And I'm not even sure if it's actual floating objects, or maybe some subgrid is not added or something like that. So, but if you click this button, hear that? No more clanging sound. So these are all the entities now allowed in the safe zone. So yeah, took me a while to figure that one out, but I'm glad I did. This is kind of unfortunate because that means you can't every time you add a new subgrid to a build, while you're building inside a safe zone, you have to go and add it, which is kind of inconvenient. So yeah, not sure what to think about that. But yeah, here's my lifter. So I tried to do some detailing on the outside here with like these piston heads, and I put some blast door blocks here. Also put some external like oxygen generators that go down, and yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. This is actually the first time I try to do detailing like this, so I actually really like how it turned out. I may do the same to the rover actually, because for the rover I haven't. Yeah, because for the rover I haven't really done any type of detailing whatsoever. It's just I just try to get all the slopes and the main shape of it to look good, but I haven't added any sort of detail. So yeah, I think I might start doing that, because it does bring up the whole look of a ship. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. And by the way, they just released the oh, there's an unwelded block here. So let me see if I can get that. Yeah, so they released the new update with a heavy industry. So let me actually just use some of that here. Like, let me inaugurate this new update with, let's see if I can get the conveyor tubes. I think these are really cool. I really love these. So let's see if we can get the corner one. Maybe in the same texture. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, I love these tubes. There's lots of new stuff in this update, so I'm really excited about it. Also lots of fixes, so yeah, I'll probably make a video on that, but yeah, let's move on here. So yeah, this took quite a bit of welding. This took a long time. I don't know, like several hours. Yeah, I should have probably just built a printer and print a new one. I think that would have been faster actually than to print everything by hand. And they're still missing stuff. If I go here and check the projector, you can see there's still a bunch of blocks that are not welded, like 37 armor blocks, grated catwalk. Oh yeah, this is the one below the projector. I know I can fix that one, but there's 4 gyroscopes, which I have no idea. Those are actually important. I might actually start grinding away some armor to find those, because I need the gyroscopes here. Yeah, the control seat, that one I don't need. It's an extra control seat that I forgot to erase in my creative world. And there's a conveyor junction, which I'm surprised, because everything seems to be working. Like all the engines look like they're working. The hydrogen tanks, I checked, they're connected. I have no idea where that conveyor junction is supposed to be, so I might just leave it. So yeah, let me give you a tour. So yeah, this should be all pressurized here. Let's double check. Yeah, so this is in green now. Yeah, this was kind of really difficult to get working, because once I welded everything I could see here up, it was still not getting pressurized, and I couldn't tell why. And the culprit were like a couple of blocks in that direction, and I couldn't see them because of the hydrogen tanks, so I couldn't reach them. So what I did, I ended up just grinding down this this hydrogen tank a little bit until I could see them through, and that's how I identified them. I was lucky because I thought if I grind down a hydrogen tank and then build it up, I don't lose the charge, but apparently I do. So I was super lucky that I actually ground down this one, and the 2 blocks were right behind it. So I'm glad I didn't lose the charge on these hydrogen tanks over here. Yeah, anyway, so this is the only pressurized area of this ship. I didn't make sure everything else is pressurized because I didn't want to waste too much time on this. Oh, here's another block. It's nice I can keep finding these. Okay, then this is the back area. This part is not pressurized, obviously. That's why we have an airlock here. I still have to put the automatic airlock script on this, so that works. And then we have this viewing area because you'll see why. I can't put any blocks here below this level because when this lifter is docked to the rover, there's a turret right here. So I can only put blocks at this level. So I went with these window blocks. I'm not 100% sold on them, but maybe they're nice. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep them. And then another thing I did, I removed the cargo container here, and I put another jump drive. So in my creative world, I actually also removed a hydrogen tank and moved the cargo container from here in the place of this hydrogen tank, and I have one less hydrogen tanks basically, but I have plenty of them. I didn't do that here because this one is pretty much full, so I didn't want to lose its charge. And the reason I had a cargo container here is so that this lifter can hold ice in it and like refill its own hydrogen tanks if needed. And I have a bunch of hydrogen H2O2 generators here, which I think I might have a bit too many. I'm not sure if I need them actually, so I might grind some of these down if I run out of space, because I'm probably gonna mainly use this as a lifter, and all the hydrogen generation will be on the rover or on a base that I can dock this thing to. So I might not need a lot of H2 generation here, but I think I do need some oxygen tanks. I think I don't have any of those. Let me just check real quick. Tank. Yeah, so I only have hydrogen tanks, so I will need some O2 tanks as well. So one place I could add 2 of those, I think, would be on the outside here. Does this have a connecting? Does this have a port here? It doesn't. So is there like a junction somewhere around here? There is not, unfortunately, so I might not be able to do that here. I could put them here, but then I would have to remove these blast door blocks, which I actually kind of like. So if I add any O2 tanks here, they would probably just be for looks, because they will not have a function, because I can't hook them up very easily. So let's see if I can find a spot where I can add some O2 tanks here. Okay, so I finally found a way to get to a space where I can place those O2 tanks. So basically I had to dig my way through the armor here. So I found this, I ground the way to H2 generators and put these 2 O2 tanks here. Actually I also removed these 2 conveyor tubes, because I saw these blocks that were not welded up, and I might actually leave them like this. And I actually also ground down another block here, and I replaced the one here with a half block, as this way I kind of have a way to get up here if I need to. and have access to these components, because yeah, everything is pretty crammed in here, like I said, so it'll be good to have a way to get to these components somehow. So let me grab 2 of these tanks and let me weld them up real quick. Then that one. Go back inside here. And is this? Yeah, this is a hole here. So I need to fix these up as well. And actually I can turn off the projector now and see if I can spot anything else that's out of place. Because with the projector on, sometimes your eyesight gets tricky, because you might think there's a block there, but it's actually just a projection. So yeah, it can play tricks on you. Let's check the outside real quick for any weird looking holes into the hull. Oh yeah, I think there's a few blocks here that are missing. Yeah, I'm gonna need to weld those up. But that area inside is not pressurized anyway, it just looks a bit odd, I guess. And it adds some extra armor, just in case. But I don't think I see any other holes besides that. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. But yeah, let me turn this projector back on, so I can, let's see if I can reach those from here. Oh yeah, I can reach that one. Yeah, so it's all the stuff like this that was so annoying to weld up. So it's probably much better to just, when you do something like this, just build a printer. Need more steel plates. Especially if you're building like a new design on top of an existing like frame, like I did here, where I already had a lot of these components built up and I didn't want to grind them down just to build them up again. Yeah, I think that looks better. There's probably a few more blocks behind these there, but yeah, I don't really see them from here, so I might just have to live with it. So yeah, and I went with these camel texture here, which I really like, and then I used the silver texture here. I never used the silver material. Let me play. I really like playing around with these. Let me try the gold one. I'm curious what that one would look like. Interesting. Yeah, not too bad actually. I always thought when the gold came out that it's such a ridiculous thing. Like, who would want to put golden material on your ship? Unless you're like fooling around, but not in a serious design. But it actually doesn't look too bad. I may just leave it on. What if I did these with gold? That, I don't know if that would work. I think that would be weird. Is it weird? Yeah, I think it's kind of weird. I don't know. Let me just leave these. I'm gonna leave it as clean armor for now. I think gold still has to grow on me. That's why I'm gonna leave those O2 generators here in gold, so I get a chance to get accustomed to it. But yeah, okay, so now I think we are ready to go. So I think I'm just going to leave this base. Yeah, maybe just before I do, I'm just gonna fix these up off camera. But besides that, I think I'm just gonna take my rover and move to another planet. And I'm thinking of Pertem, because it's the new planet that came a few updates ago, and I've never been on it. So yeah, let's try to get this rover out of here. But I think I might need to fix this up first, because I don't want the elevator to like catch on any weird lip caused by this damage. So yeah, let me fix this up and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so that is all fixed up. So I also fixed up the hole in the top. So before I open now the gates here and bring up the rover, let me just double check there's no damage on these blocks, because if there is, they might catch a lip when the hangar doors open, and my whole door might get destroyed in the process. So yeah, I also wonder if everything still works properly with the safe zone up. I wonder if the safe zone does anything weird to any of these subgrades that I have for opening these doors and closing the elevator and all that. So let's see. This should close. This is open. So this triggers the open process for these doors. So you guys can see the whole process again here. Seems to be fine for now. Fingers crossed, nothing goes wrong. So I think I showed this before in a video. If not, you can go back and watch it. So these will just go down on those pistons, and I have some rotors here with wheels and the wheels just follow this groove, and then they merge at both ends basically for stability, because yeah, these doors are pretty heavy.
Fuel low.
Tormentor, that's a huge river, that's
Fuel
a bad one.
critical.
Oh, okay. How did I not die here? But with the safe zone I have nothing to worry about now. Although if I didn't have the safe zone, I could have demonstrated my missiles on this guy. Maybe I could. I don't know if I want to take my safe zone down though, because that's a really big river. If that gets anywhere near my base, I'm not even sure if I can do anything about it, even with the missiles. That's a really tough one. Where can I get some? Here. Some hydrogen. So yeah, another thing is that my missiles are not really usable with the safe zone, so that's really unfortunate. I'm starting to see all the downsides of having a safe zone, because every missile in here, let me just go in real quick, is merged to this grid in the center using these merge blocks, and as soon as I launch one, it gets disconnected and it becomes its own subgrid. I mean its own grid, and then the safe zone doesn't recognize it and just tries to push it out, like I showed you with the blocks, and they just don't work at all. They just don't even launch. They just all get stuck in this chamber here, and they don't do anything. They just get all jammed in this corner or something. I tried it. So yeah, I had to grind all of those down and just build them up. So if I want to use the missiles, I have to turn off the safe zone, which I don't know if I want to do with this river. Yeah, anyway. let's get back to the main track here. So yeah, so it seems like these doors open up pretty well. The safe zone doesn't affect them, so that's good to know. And also the safe zone should help with the damage here, because damage is turned off, so these blocks should not get damaged while the safe zone is up. So that's good. So let me bring the rover up. I believe, yeah, it's this one. Yeah, so that should activate the elevator. Yeah, seems to be working. It's just slowly coming up. So yeah, but so I was saying about the issue with the damage here on the sides, but that can be fixed if I just replace these blocks on the edge with blast door blocks, maybe oriented the other way, so there's like a small gap on this side if necessary. Maybe that's not necessary, maybe it works with just blast door blocks in the normal orientation like they are here. But yeah, this seems to be pretty smooth. And this elevator should also merge once it reaches the top. Yeah, it does. Yeah, one weird thing I noticed is when it merges, the textures on it change, which is kind of weird. I hope Keen would fix that, because it kind of like breaks the illusion. Just makes it look a bit weird when it does that. Anyway, so we have the rover here. Let's see if we can get the lifter on it and merge. Okay. Dampeners are on. Let's check the landing gear. I can probably just unlock this. I'm gonna grind it away anyway. This was just temporary landing gear, so I can build this. Yeah, everything seems to be working. Yeah, I probably am gonna need more gyros on this thing, because it barely moves, and when I attach it to the rover, it's gonna be even worse. So yeah, I'm gonna have to find room for more gyros. But let's see for now if we can just get this working. I might need to grind that landing gear down now, actually, because it might hit the rover. Let me do just real quick, just to be safe. I need to drop off some components. And this one should be, yeah, that one. Okay, so I think we're all good now. Oh yeah, there's another thing I forgot. Oh, another block here. That's good. So yeah, I think I forgot to show this. This is just like a thing I can get up and down from the rover if I have run out of jetpack fuel. So, but to fully show you that, I have to be attached to the rover. So let me do that real quick. Let's check the alignment here. I think we're actually pretty good. A little bit to the side here. How am I on orientation? Turn on the... Let me actually turn them off first. And I'll just turn them on when I'm ready to dock. pretty good actually. Yeah, they have to be lined up pretty well. I might need to use like a script to do this automatically on autopilot. So I need to tilt forward a little bit. Let's just press down on it. Come on. Why is it not? Do it. Oh, occupy the same space after merge. Oh yeah, I think it's, yeah. It's these here, because these are 3 by 3 and they take up the space in here as well. So I think it's the lights. Let's check that. I may have to move the lights. Yep, that's it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move those lights somewhere else. Okay. And these look kind of weird now, so maybe I move the lights one block back, or maybe I put them. This actually is needed for to keep this pressurized, so I can't grind that down. Maybe here. Yeah, anyway, I'll play with that later and figure out a place for them. But yeah, I just want to get off this planet now. So yeah, this is what it looks like with the thing on. So I can now, because the rover is, I always use the landing gear to clamp it down to the elevator platform, otherwise it just gets bounced up and down when the elevator moves. So I just unclamp it, should have everything here. Okay. I may want to, before I leave, I think I'm going to refill all my hydrogen tanks, because I think they're not 100% full on the lifter, and on Pertham there's no ice, or very little ice. But I think we're gonna do that in the next episode, because we're kind of running out of time here. So we're gonna do that in the next episode and leave Triton for Pertham. So yeah, thank you all for watching and see you all next time.